Hello everybody, today I'm going to make some fresh guacamole and also some fresh salsa. We're going to use all these fresh ingredients. Serrano chilies, again very spicy chilies, more than jalapenos. We also have some queso fresco as a topping for the guacamole. We have some red Roma tomato. We have some fresh garlic, red onions, the white onions, a little more pungent than the red, and some great avocados. On the avocados, let's make sure that we buy them with the stem on it. If you buy them without it, you may end up having some bruising inside. Also, we have some cilantro, and for the guacamole, we'll use 1 lime. Okay, so let's start. We're gonna go ahead and take about 10 fresh Roma tomatoes and 10 fresh serranos. Let's now put the tomatoes on the fire. So these tomatoes and serranos are fire roasting on medium to high heat, and what we want them is to get a little soft, a little charred. So every 2 minutes you can turn them. These serrano chilies are done. So as you can see, this tomato is almost done. The skin is falling apart, it's wrinkled, you got a little bit of char on it. This is what you want to see for your salsa. So we have finished roasting the tomatoes and the fresh serranos. A lot of us remove the skin. On this recipe, we're not going to do that. So now let's blend the ingredients. So we're going to start with 1 tomato, use 1 clove of garlic. Let's use 1 more tomato. So we want these all nicely blended. Now that we're done, we can throw the rest of the ingredients in this blender now. So we're using 10 tomatoes in here and about 10 serranos. Now in the serranos, what we're doing is removing the stem. So again, we don't want to puree this, but we want a chunky salsa. Now let's go to chopping the onion. And what you need for these 10 tomatoes is about ½ a cup. We're going to chop the cilantro, and for this use about 1/4 cup. We're going to go ahead and put together all the ingredients and the cilantro. And also we're going to go ahead and use about 1½ cloves of garlic. And then lastly, we're going to go ahead and put our salt to taste. So there you have it. We finished making the nice, beautiful salsa. And let me tell you, it is delicious and spicy. So now let's make the guacamole. So for that, let's start with number 1, the avocados. For this recipe, we're going to go ahead and use about 3 of them. We're going to split these, cut the avocados in half. And again, just be very careful and split them in half. We're going to remove the pit. We're going to go ahead and spoon the avocados into this large bowl. What we're doing right now is smashing the avocados. So as you can see, it is now completely smashed. Let's go ahead and dice up the cilantro. And dice our red onion. So now we're going to go ahead and put the onions in here. Next is cilantro, about 1/3 cup. And then lastly, lime. I think ½ lime is good enough. Now, let's go ahead and mix all the ingredients. We're going to dice up a tomato. And we're going to put some salt to taste. We're going to mix it. Let's put this together. Now we're going to grab the guacamole, put it on this corner of the tin, put some tomato and some cheese on top of that. And lastly, we're going to go ahead and get some of this spicy salsa. And there you go. We have it. Let's try this. Let's start with the guacamole. It's creamy, it's really fresh. You know, those ingredients are wonderful. So great, great guacamole. So now let's try the salsa. A bit spicy. It was a great, great pairing between the guacamole and salsa. You know where to find those ingredients at your local Fruitful Food Store. Thank you for watching. See you next time.